Hello everyone, welcome back to the guide for Botania. Today we'll be going over items you can make to help you get to the end, and you can make when you have access to the end. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. The Soulscribe will make quick work of Endermen, and to craft it, you need one living wood twig, mana steel, and a mana pearl. So let me take it off of here and show you exactly what I mean. As you can see, I'm in a little area with a couple Endermen, and I have my Soulscribe. So in survival, if I just left click, you can see it kills them in 2 hits. Even though if I look at it, it only does 6 points of damage. This is because this tool is made specifically for killing Endermen, and it is very useful with it. It will not increase the amount of drops it has. It still has a normal drop rate as if you kill it with any normal weapon. And even though this is made of mana steel, as you can see, it will not be repaired with mana. So keep that in mind when you use it. But again, if you have to farm Endermen, this is not a bad tool to have, especially if you're in the end. The Hand of Ender is a portable ender chest, and to craft it, you need 4 leather, 2 obsidian, 1 mana pearl, and 1 ender chest. What I mean by this, if I take it off the wall, it will use mana, but when I right click, I have access to my ender chest. So if I want, I could take my Elementium armor, take some torches, food, and let me take my tree trunkinator, and oh, actually, you know what, while I'm here, I'll put my Soulscribe and my Wand of the Forest in there. So to show you that this is an ender chest, let me head right over to, well, my ender chest. So as you can see over there is where I have all of my guides set up and where we just were. Here's my ender chest, and all the items are right here, and I can put all this back, and if I check my Hand of Ender, it's all right there. One thing you can also do is if you have other mods installed and you can have your ender chest in a loaded chunk, you can also use this as a way to dispose items when you're mining or out farming for some mob loot. The Ender Observer emits a redstone signal when it's looked at, and to craft it, you need 4 redstone, 4 Eyes of Ender, and 1 obsidian. Let me show you how this can be used. So we're over by where I did some other mod stuff, and you can see, as I look at the Ender Observer, it activates redstone and powers its piston. This will emit a powerful redstone signal similar to a redstone block, so it can power redstone up to 16 blocks away. And it only works as you look at it. So since I'm looking at it, it's working. Nope. And you can see it's working. Now this does have a limited range. So if I go all the way over by my obsidian cube, you can see it works. It is very fickle because, again, it goes for when your crosshair is looking directly at it. But you can see it works. And sometimes if you look fast enough, at least with my sticky piston, well, it breaks it. Now, like I said, this does have a range, and this range is 64 blocks. So if we go all the way over here, we will stand on my blue block. Look at it, and you can see the piston goes up. Now let me take a step back, and you can see I'm still looking at it. Since I'm on the yellow block, I am now 65 blocks away, and it is not moving. So if you have certain random contraptions you want to use this for, this is nice to have. But again, it's only active when you're looking at it. So you will need to have some of the stuff on a time delay, because if I'm walking through a door, you have to look at it and then continually look at it as you go through. When you look away, it deactivates. The Thundercaller hits enemies with lightning, and to craft it, you need 2 Ender Air bottles, an Elementium, a Mana Diamond, and a Terra Blade. One thing to note is that even though this is called the Thundercaller, you can't just right click or left click and just expect lightning to fall from the sky. This sacrifices its long range of kind of calling lightning to that if you swing and hit an enemy, lightning will chain off of that, then hitting other enemies. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Again, we're over here to test out the Thundercaller. Now this does do 7 points of damage per swing, and it but it does have a slower swing speed at 2.5. So keep that in mind when you're using. But if I take this creeper and I swing here, you can see a number of other enemies get damaged. Oop. Let me do it again. See, all the way over there, that spider died even though it was across the room from me. So if I just start swinging, you can see all the other mobs are taking damage. This is because, like I said, the Thundercaller, even though it can't call thunder from the sky, it will still damage enemies by having lightning chain throughout multiple enemies. So this is very useful if you have to deal with like a large group of enemies, and instead of just hitting them one at a time, you can hit multiple. The Starcaller smites enemies with stars from above, and to craft it you need 2 Ender Air bottles, 1 Elementium, 1 Dragonstone, and a Terra Blade. What I mean by this, if I take it off the wall and then I left click, you can see stars come down. Even though it's not 100% accurate sometimes to where you're aiming, it's usually right most of the time. Now, to show you exactly what I mean, let's take some creepers and spiders, and let's spawn a creeper. So if I hit it with the Starcaller, you can see that I hit it with a sword and then the stars hit it. So now let me hit it again, but you can see that missed. That's because even though the creeper is right in front of me, when I hit it, the Starcaller will still call stars to where the cursor is within range. So if I do a spider, since I'm aiming down, it hits it. But if like I said, if I do a creeper and I'm aiming near its head, stars land all the way over there, because that's technically in line with my cursor. So that's one thing to keep in mind when using this, is that though it can call stars at quite a good range, it isn't entirely accurate. Also, I've tested to try to figure out the range of this, but due to the fact of how quickly the stars fall down and the render distance of the particles itself, it's really hard to tell. Like, I can see as I'm getting further, like it's going, like, is it still working? And then when I get in range, then I can see the stars. But from back here, I can't see them, so I'm not sure if that's necessarily in range or working. Because I'll have enemies over there, and I can still hit them. So it is slightly difficult to exactly figure out the range of this. But then again, it is quite useful if maybe you don't have a bow. The Resolute Ivy keeps items in your inventory. And to craft it, you need 1 pixie dust, 1 vine, and 1 Ender Air bottle. What I mean by this, if I take this off the wall and I'll give myself a stack, when I access my crafting bench, let's take my Starcaller and we'll put an ivy on it. You can see that it now has the subtitle has Resolute Ivy. I'll do it to that. Let me do it to my wand. We'll just do it to everything in my inventory since I have a lot. And as all of these items have Resolute Ivy, let's take some random blocks as well. Take some granite, some stone, take some glass, take some boats, and that's fine. So let me fly up for a bit, set my game to survival, and we'll see what happens. Well, that sure does stink. So let me respawn. And as you can see, I still have my Starcaller, pendant, tome, and everything else. This is because it has Resolute Ivy. But everything else doesn't. So all of that is now on the floor. So if you have some items you would like to protect, you can add some Resolute Ivy to it. And then it will stay in your inventory after you die. So it's very useful if you don't have some tombstone mods, or if something doesn't seem to necessarily be working, this is nice to have if you don't have items necessarily soulbound using enchantments or other ways. You can still have them stay in your inventory even after you die, so you don't have to worry about losing all of your really high tier gear. The Life Imbuer activates spawners using mana. To craft it, you need 4 prismarine bricks, 2 blaze rods, 1 elementium ingot, 1 block of mana steel, and 1 ender air bottle. And this is what it looks like. It can be placed on any block, but it's only usable on mob spawners. So let me show you exactly what I mean. As you can see, I have a pig mob spawner, life imbuer, mana spreader, and a infinite mana pool. And if I pull out my wand, you can see the spreader is aimed, well, at the life imbuer. So, like I said, what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to activate spawners using mana while you're away. But it's not. I'm away. Now if I get close, it starts shooting it with mana. But I'm already close enough to, well, spawn the pigs anyway. So I'm not too sure, but one thing I will say, it does seem to have increased the rate of which stuff will spawn. So that's nice. But then again, it's supposed to do it while I'm away, and like I said, it doesn't necessarily seem to be doing that. So I'm not sure if I just messed something up in the settings or what, but what it's supposed to do is if I get out of range of the spawner, it's supposed to power it, but as you can see, it's not. So keep that in mind when you're using it. Test this in creative before you do it to see if it works for you. It's not working for me, but I could have just simply messed something up. Now you have all you need to continue your journey through Botania. That is all for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Minecraft guides and the occasional other video. But thank you all for watching and have a good day. Bye.